Welcome to Screw the Commute, the entrepreneurial podcast dedicated to getting you out of the car and into the money, with your host, lifelong entrepreneur and multimillionaire, Tom Antion.
Hey everybody, it's Tom here with episode 175 of Screw the Commute podcast. Today we're going to talk about the best ad bargains online. And I mean, these ads will give you the most potential reach, the cheapest cost, and much of your exposure, check this out, is totally free. And don't worry, you can have great video ads without you even being seen on the ad. All right. And also, please tell your friends about this podcast. The more successful it is, the more freebies I'll be able to give to you. And one of which is my $27 ebook, which is How to Automate Your Business. And just one of the tips in this book has saved me over 7.5 million keystrokes. You can get that book at screwthecommute.com/automate free. Screwthecommute.com/automate free. Our podcast app's in the iTunes store. You can grab that and, hey, tell your friends about it too. I'm sure lots of them want to start a business or they're in business already. And you can go to screwthecommute.com/app. That's APP. And it's got all the instructions on how to download it and use all the fancy features so you can take us with you on the road. All right. Now I'm looking for affiliates. I'm looking for people that would like to promote my products and services for commission. This doesn't cost you anything. If you have an influence over a group of people, or if you just talk to a lot of people and tell them about my stuff, we can make it sure you get nice big commissions. They go anywhere from $10 or $12 to in excess of $5,000. So if you're interested in that, email me at orders@antion.com, orders@antion.com, and tell me a little bit about who you think you can promote, what you like that I have, my school, my mentor program, my products and services. And you can see a big list of all the stuff at screwthecommute.com/resources, screwthecommute.com/resources. All right, let's get to the main event. For a long time, I've been saying that YouTube ads are the best bargain when it comes to online ads. Now, why do I say that? Because you can get tons of branding and name recognition totally for free. And when you do get an ad watched, it's usually at a bargain basement price. I mean, sometimes as little as 1 cent. But, almost always mine have been below 10 cents. And the same keywords would cost me between $1.20 and $4.92 if I was putting the ad on Google search. Also, I can place ads on top of other highly targeted videos, which absolutely guarantees that the person watching is interested in what I have to sell. Now, the main ad I'm going to talk about here is called an in-stream ad. These are the videos where you can click the skip button. The person watching must watch for 5 seconds before they can skip the ad. If they skip before 30 seconds of your video, you don't pay at all. Now, the exception to that is if your ad is less than 30 seconds and they watch the entire ad, then you pay. So your first tip is don't bother to make an ad shorter than 30 seconds. All right. I mean, heck, your ad could be 30 minutes or more. Just don't make it less than 30 seconds. Another thing that makes these ads a super bargain is that you get a companion banner on the top right of the screen. And even if the person skips the video, your companion banner stays up on the top right for a while, giving you more chances that you'll get the click to your site. So now that you know that the person must watch for at least 5 seconds and can skip the ad anytime they want, either before or after 30 seconds, that brings up some strategies for creating the ad. Since they must watch for 5 seconds, the first strategy is that I must grab their attention and make them want to watch the ad. or at least start watching my ad. And I say at least start watching my ad because I don't necessarily want them to watch the entire thing unless they are really interested, which brings up the second strategy, which is to do whatever I can to get them to click the skip button. All right. What? Tom, are you crazy? Why would you go to all the trouble to make an ad and then try to get people to skip it? Well, folks, I may be crazy, but that's a totally separate issue. But I've been teaching for years that for any kind of paid ads, you should try to disqualify the person. In other words, get them not to click, or in this case, click the skip button. See, if you do that and you try your darndest to get them to not watch your video and they still do, then they're probably a pretty good prospect. So how do you do that in an in-stream ad? Well, I might say something like this. Here we go. Hey, if you don't want to be a paid professional speaker and get standing ovations around the world, then smash that skip button right now and get back to the video you really wanted to watch. All right, so what I've done here was within about the first 15 to 20 seconds, I've told them what the video is going to be about, and I told them to skip it if it didn't interest them. Okay? Then I might go on to say something like, hey, but if you want to know how to break in and thrive in the professional speaking industry, then you might want to listen to what I have to say. And then I go on telling them what I was going to tell them. Now, if they still stick to the watching past 30 seconds, they must at least be somewhat interested in hearing me out. And then they might dump the original video they were going to watch and click over to my site to learn how to be a professional speaker. All right, so here's another important thing that's different about an ad like this. You absolutely, all right, absolutely do not want to say, click the link in the description. I mean, you see that all the time, right? Or you've probably said it if you're doing YouTube videos. Don't say that, all right? You do not have a description for an ad like this. If you said that, you'd be sending people to the description of the video your video is on top of, and you'd be sending people to the other person's link. All right, don't do that. Now, YouTube is going to give you a tiny banner on the lower corner of your video that has your link embedded in it. I suggest you just start watching more closely some of the videos on YouTube because they're everywhere, so you see where the links are located. And don't forget, you have the companion banner up on the screen above at the top right, and this is from looking at the computer screen. And it's not on your video. It's at the top of the screen on the top of the suggested videos, so you can point to that banner too. Just make darn sure you don't do any of the click in the description, subscribe stuff on one of these ads. It won't make any sense, and it'll drive people to the other person's ad. All right, so here's how I might say about the links. Just click the link down here, and I'd be pointing. Or up here, and again, I'd be pointing. Now, you don't have to point, but I usually do. You can just say, click the link on this video. Now, I'm going to put some samples of some of my ads on screwthecommute.com/sample in-stream ads. That's where the link, and of course, we'll have that in the show notes. All right, now let's talk about the page in your site where you will send the person if they click on your ad. Well, first of all, both your ad and your landing page must comply with YouTube's terms of service. And when I say YouTube, I mean Google, because Google owns YouTube, and you'll be going through Google's ad manager. It's now called Google Ads. It used to be called Google AdWords. Well, anyway, you better read the terms of service because, before you start creating landing pages and ads, there's certain things you can't advertise, like alcohol and firearms and tobacco and all kinds of other things. And you can't use crazy capitalization in your titles. You can't use multiple exclamation points and all kinds of other little details. And you want to get this stuff right on the first try whenever possible, because every mistake you make can delay your ad being approved for several days. Anyway, let's get back to landing pages. Google, YouTube, and any reputable advertising platform wants the person clicking to have a good experience. If they have a bad experience, they would quit clicking and no one would click on your ads and YouTube wouldn't make any money. They are very strict about this. You can't make outrageous claims. You can't disappoint or trick the visitor. In other words, you can't say, I've got a free download for you, and then after they click over, then try to charge them for it. I mean, the ad must line up exactly with the landing page or you will not get approved. Now, the landing page must have a privacy policy, terms of service, and contact information, or you won't get approved. So I'm going to put a link to the Google ad policies in the show notes, or I think I'll put it on the page that I'm putting the sample ads on, so you can just click from there. So that'll be at the screwthecommute.com/sample in-stream ads. That's where we'll put the link to the Google Ads policies. Make sure you read them, because it's very frustrating to get all excited and put your ad in and then sit there for days and days and days and then get it disapproved and then sit there for more days. I mean, when I first started doing this, literally it was a couple of weeks before I got an ad because I didn't follow these directions or I didn't know any better in those days. So I'm helping you out here. All right. Let's get slightly technical here, but don't worry. You can have a geek do this for you for probably, less than $20. So even if you aren't ready to advertise, you need to put pixels on every page of your site. So what's a pixel? Well, you've probably heard of cookies, where when you visit a web page, a cookie is installed in your browser so people know you were there. You see this all the time. People are telling you, hey, we're making cookies, okay or not? And then you click and it's okay. Now, the people might not know your name, but they know you were there. You landed on a web page. So just think of a pixel like that, just like as a cookie. Now, in Google or YouTube, the pixel is called a global site tag. You or your geek would put this little piece of code that you would get in your ad manager on every page of your website, every single page. And if you're using like WordPress or something, you can, your geek or yourself can put it on a certain place and it'll automatically show up on every page, every blog posting, everything you do. You don't want to have to do this each time you make a page or a blog posting. Now, every time a person visits that page or that video of yours or that blog posting, they are what's called pixeled. And all these visitors add up into what is called an audience. So you would have an audience of people that visited a certain web page. You'd have another audience that people that read one of your blog posts, a specific one. You know exactly which one it was, all right, because the global site tag pixels them and tells you what the person did. You can then advertise to your various audiences with relevant ads because you already know the person visited your product page or read a blog posting or watched a particular video of yours. All right, now there's another little piece of code called an event snippet. An event snippet. Now you would only put that on thank you pages. So let's say you have an opt-in form to give away a free report. So when the visitor puts in their email address and hits submit, the thanks for subscribing page pops up. Now, the only people that see the thanks for subscribing page are people who actually subscribed, right? Now, if they saw your opt-in form and decided not to sign up, then they wouldn't see the thanks for signing up page because they didn't sign up. Well, so what? Well, don't you think it would be ridiculous and a waste of advertising money to keep on trying to get people to sign up that have already signed up? Of course, that would be crazy. So by having the global site tag on all the pages and the event snippet on the thank you page, you're able to subtract those people that already signed up from the people you're advertising to. This saves you tons of advertising dollars, and it also saves you from alienating people who have already signed up. Now, there's another thing you can have your geek install in your browser. It's called the Tag Assistant. It looks at your page and tells you what pixels you have on the page and if they're installed correctly. Now, neither getting your pixels or Tag Assistant costs you anything, but it will help you advertise cost effectively when the time comes. All right, now let's talk about targeting options, or who are you going to show your ad to? You certainly don't want to just show it to everyone unless you've got a really general product like tooth whitening. But even with that, you'll probably lose your shirt because not everyone is interested in tooth whitening. You virtually always need to narrow down your targeting. Now, there are 5 major targeting options. One is demographics. Those are things like gender, age, location, what language they speak, their annual income, their parental status. So that's demographics. The next is placements. These are other videos about your topic or a related topic to your topic that you want your ad to run on top of or before. Now, an audience. That's another targeting option. Now, these, we just talked about it. These might be customers or people that visited a certain web page or visited a product page, let's say. Now, you can also target keywords. So these are people that typed in certain keywords you can make your ad show. And then the last one is topics. So they care about a particular topic like archery or golf or leadership or whatever it happens to be. Now, it's a good idea to keep these separate as much as possible so you can tell which ones are making you money. For instance, you might want to advertise to someone, like anyone, who typed in a certain keyword about archery. Or maybe you want to target someone who has shown an interest in archery. Now, even if your ad was the same, you would point it in Google or YouTube Ad Manager to archery keywords, and then you take the same ad and target it towards archery websites. But you would keep those two things separate so you can track them separately. And you may say, well, that sounds like the same thing, Tom. You know, keywords and archery websites, you know, keywords about archery websites, well, it sounds like the same thing. But it's not. See, Google remembers what you have been watching and shows similar videos to you on your home screen and on your related videos, even if you didn't type anything into the search box. So if you were only targeting keywords, your ad probably wouldn't show to the person who just keeps watching archery videos that automatically pop up for him or her. All right, now you can narrow even further by combining targeting options. For instance, let's say you were selling a retirement product. It would be a big waste of money to promote that to anyone in the millennial age group. In that case, you might want to target retirement keywords, but restrict your demographics to people over 50. So you're combining 2 targeting options there. Anyway, targeting is the key to making money with paid ads. Too general usually kills you and you lose money. All right, one more thing. You can use screen capture videos where you aren't even seen on the video. You can be heard talking, but the person watching can't see you. They can only hear you and see your screen. Hey, you could do the same thing if you're out and about and taking video of something else. Maybe you give horseback riding lessons. You could simply walk around with the camera showing them your horses and stables, and you are just narrating what they're seeing. Maybe you can edit in some testimonials from students. Anyway, you being on the screen is better, at least for part of the time, but you don't have to be there to get success with these bargain basement ads. Now, folks, if you want help with this and like hundreds of other things you need to know to be successful in online marketing, I'm the guy. I've got the longest running ever and most successful internet marketing mentor program, and I will say most unique. And I triple dog dare anybody to challenge anything I just said, because it's been running over 20 years. I've been selling on the commercial internet since it started in 1994. I have the most unique program in that you get an immersion trip where you actually live in the Great Internet Marketing Retreat Center, which is my estate home. You actually live in the house with a small group of people as part of your training. The rest of the training is all distance learning, where we can take over your screen. It's all one-on-one. You're not lumped in with everybody else on earth. You get high value, specifically geared to what your needs are. So those are unique features, because nobody at my level will even talk to you at all, let alone one-on-one, unlimited, for the time of the program. And then you also get a scholarship to the only licensed dedicated internet marketing school in the country. It's the imtcva.org. It's a distance learning school. And you don't have to even take the whole course to start making money. I mean, we have people making money within a month. This one girl, she's the most recent on my mind, is her dad joined my mentor program, and he gifted the scholarship to her. And he had already spent $80,000 on kind of a worthless education and got her a low-paying job. So he gave that to her. After 1 month, she's making $1,100 a month on the side. 2 months, she's making $3,000. She's quitting her job and going full-time doing this, and she's still got anywhere from 4 to 8 months left in the school. Right? So I can't claim everybody does this, but it's certainly doable with this type of training. And it's just top of the line. I live and die by it. I'm fanatic. I talk to you day and night, holidays, weekends. I don't care. So anyway, check it out at greatinternetmarketingtraining.com, greatinternetmarketingtraining.com. And also, I have a document that you can download that's got a checklist. If you are going to try to get help in the internet marketing field, it tells you all the questions to ask people, and it gives you benchmarks on what I provide, so you have something to compare against. So check it all out at greatinternetmarketingtraining.com, and go out there and make those YouTube videos. It's a bargain, where you can control the traffic and get lots of branding. When people click skip, your name is still in front of them out there on the internet over and over and over for free. So this is one of the best bargains on earth, folks. So check it out, and I will catch you on the next episode. See you later.